Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker, and damn it, it's a good day. The reason it's a damn good day is because my playoffs are starting and my Toronto Maple Leafs have got a chance to go all the way. I'm hoping. It's been a long drought, folks. It's the longest Stanley Cup drought in NHL history, and I am still stuck with them. Got my black and blue Tavares jersey on, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing tonight is cheering on my team. Now, before then, though, we're going to have a look at something I just picked up here a little bit, and I have been loving this thing. I've had it in my pocket nonstop. I actually had the OK Knife splint in my pocket, and then I picked this up, and it has not left my pocket since. It is the Benchmade Bugout, and what a slick little excellent knife. And I'm going to tell you all about it here in a quick second, but please, don't forget to click the old thumbs up as well as subscribe if you liked what you saw here. And if you really liked it, don't forget to push the old bell notification, and that will give you a notification anytime I upload some stuff. And it is getting to be more and more because I've got my new computer, and damn, this thing is slick and fast, and I will be doing a review on that too as well. It is the iMac or the Mac Studio. Holy cow! All right, let's head to the tabletop and let's check out this beautiful Bugout. All right. So what we have here is we have got ourselves a Benchmade custom Bugout, and it is comes in 20 CV with the Grivery handles and orange standoffs with orange thumb studs, and I think this is an excellent little knife. Here is the box that it came in. It also came with a little pouch and some material inside there, so we'll put that aside. But it is from the Benchmade custom shop. Now, the Benchmade custom shop just allows you to pick your different colors and colors of your standoff and steel and all that kind of stuff. And so far, this is an excellent little knife. All right, so let's just give you a quick size comparison. We have got ourselves here another EDC standard, which is the Paramilitary 2. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller than the Paramilitary 2, but it is about the same size here as another EDC standard, which is the Delica. It's just slightly larger than the Delica. And then have a quick look here. We have got a different one here, which is another Benchmade product, which is a Benchmade mini Bugout. Hello, Griptilian. So you can see that it is larger than a mini Griptilian. And but still the same old access lock, which is an excellent lock. I gotta say, it is really fun and flickable, and I love it. I mean, I really actually like these orange standoffs. I thought, and of course it's got gray Grivery. Now, I don't know about the Grivery. I was wondering kind of a little bit about, do you want G10? Is it that much terrible and yada yada? I think it's all right. I mean, it's light as hell. This is a really light knife, and it seems like it's well put together and very sturdy for what it is, but it is definitely incredibly light here. So let's go over here. It is a Benchmade with a CPM 20 CV steel in it, which is a great super steel. The blade length is 3.24 inches with a blade thickness of 2.29 millimeters, which is a very thin, slicey knife. And I got to attest to that. This goes through cardboard. Excellent. Ooh. It is a fully flat ground with ever so slightly of a kind of a swedge on top. Now, when you feel it, it feels like it's a tiny bit thick behind the edge, but I mean, I couldn't tell. Anything that I cut with this knife was excellent. And I broke down a whole lot of cardboard with this over the weekend. We were doing a bunch of spring cleaning, and I cut a schwack load of cardboard, and it did really well. Now, the close length, the old total opening length is 7.46 inches, so it's just a smidge under 8 inches, with a close length of 4.22 inches. And so you can see it is wider than my palm, so I can get a full 4-finger grip on it, even though I've got double XL hands. Now, the whole thing is 0.42 inches wide, which is less than a half an inch. It carries wonderfully, and it being so light here at 1.85 ounces, I was like, oh my goodness, if you're a backpacker and you want yourself a pocket knife to throw in your backpack or in your pocket because you're packing 20 miles, I would recommend this all day long and twice on Sundays. It is a really functional blade for how light it is. It's incredibly light at 1.85 ounces. Now, it does have the lanyard hole, which I really, really like. It's one of my favorite things on it. You do have yourself a deep carry Benchmade clip, which is extremely deep carry. And it is left and right-handed, so you can. It is a fully ambidextrous knife with this axis lock, because you have the axis lock on this side. Now, you can pull with both your fingers, or you can pull with just your thumb, or just, your forefinger here. Either one will do for you. And now, so if you are left-handed, there's no problems here. I don't think I've closed this knife left-handedly. And oh, look at that. I'm ambidextrous myself. So it is truly ambidextrous, and extremely, the ergonomics on this knife are excellent. Despite being how thin it is, I think lots of times when you have a really, really thin knife, if you don't have the thickness this way, it doesn't feel the hand as well. Like, I mean, you really notice the thinness when you've got a thin height to it too as well. So if this was, half the size, I don't think this would be as comfortable, near as comfortable, despite how small it is. It still fills the hand fairly decently, despite being only 0.42 inches wide or 10.54 millimeters. Now, the blade steel here is, like I said, CPM 20 CV. It is a kind of a drop point with a swedge here. They call it a mini deep carry pocket clip. It holds really, really well. I've had no issues with this coming out of my pockets, and I like how light it is. This is great for like a pair of sweats, because sometimes you're wearing sweatpants, they don't have a belt. If you're doing something a little too heavy, it gives you a real saggy pocket on that side. No issues with this one, at being at 1.85 ounces. That's all. This is an excellent, excellent blade. Now, let's just see here. Now, the Grivery, yes, I know you can get this in titanium, you can get this in carbon fiber, you can get this in G10, and this happens to be the Grivery, seems to be the least expensive option. This knife, as it is, I think it's somewhere around $200 with the CPM 20 CV, the orange standoffs, as well as the Grivery. And I know that you can get it up to, 300 plus, if you're looking at carbon fiber. Now, I might look at some scales with this down the road here a little bit. I might look at some Mike Carter scales. I think that would be excellent on this knife with this 20 CV, because 20 CV has got great edge holding ability. Now, I don't know who the factory edge is on this one, because I did buy this pre-owned, and it came with a really decent edge on it. Wasn't as super sharp as I wanted it, but I ended up stropping it on one of my diamond strops at home here, and it just got hair popping sharp in a matter of no time. It stropped back really, really easily, and after I broke up, I'm going to say probably half a dozen big cardboard boxes, I felt the edge. It was still very, very sharp, still shaving sharp, but it lost that kind of hair popping edge. So I stropped it again for literally, I don't know, probably 20 strokes on each side, maybe 30 on each side, and it was right back to like, as you can see, I have no hair on my arm at all. None whatsoever. Now, I have been really, really impressed with this. Now, we have got the O knife, or O knife splint, and I was like, the knife was okay, but it wasn't lighting it up. And this is a very, very similar size to that splint. And I think a big part of why this one's more comfortable is that splint was so thin, and this axis lock does such a wonderful job opening, closing. It really hits that OCD fidgetability factor, times 10. The axis lock is excellent. Now, I have to say that you've got your axis lock. Now, I'm being a big Spyderco fan with the ball bearing lock on, say, like the Mannix 2. Was a very similar lock, but this seems to be, the spring on it seems to be a lot less tension than something like the Spyderco. So if you've got Spyderco knives and you've never tried a Benchmade, and you're a little bit worried about this lock being a little bit too heavy, don't worry about it at all. It's excellent, and it's really, really easy to draw in and draw out. Now, there is some question about the stability of this lock with this thing called an Omega spring that's inside there. I know early on in this lock's lifetime, Omega springs were breaking, and it was kind of a pain to get them out of Benchmade, but I think they've taken care of that durability and that quality issue. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think you should be able to open and close this knife 10,000 times before you gotta even worry about it whatsoever. I don't think there's an issue like there was when it first came out. So now the fit and finish on this was excellent. The centering was excellent. Now, I don't know if this has ball bearings in here, or if it's got if it has phosphor bronze washers in there, but I gotta say that it is really, really, it's got a little bit of a hold here, but as soon as you get past that kind of front, it just becomes drop shutty. Like it's so, I don't know why it does that, but when you pull it out, it's like, hey, what's going on? Why is it drop shutty? But as soon as you give it just a little bit, it just becomes drop shutty like nobody's business whatsoever. So it is really, really smooth and excellent pivot on there. And it's just so nice. When you're actually doing it slowly, you can just feel that it is very, very glass smooth. So, Benchmades are certainly, at a premium. I think this is made in the United States, so a lot of people like that American made. And so if you're like that, Benchmade, I don't know if Benchmade makes any knives out of country, but I know that this one here is made in the States. So there is something there for you there. If you like knives built in the States, you'll like this one. So I love this knife, and I'm going to carry this knife for quite some time here. Big Canucker score, I think this is definitely kind of a 9 out of 10. The only thing that I might look at doing is maybe I might go with the bicarta scales. Just, I don't know. It's got a little bit of a sound to it that doesn't sound as nice as, because I know it's small things. When we're at this point, it's a very, very small point. But when you first grab this knife and it's new and you're kind of putting your hands on it, you've got a little bit of a sound. Here, let me see if I can see it. And it's just not as nice a sound. And when we're dealing with knives and, we're dealing with our passion, sometimes even the smallest thing like that can be a little bit of a, and it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. This is a great, great knife. And I would recommend this all day long. Even in the Grivery, I'd recommend it. But I think I'm going to try to track down some of my Carter scales. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I ended up taking some purple dye. And I wanted to dye this center purple. And it's really hard to tell here in my office. It's just a little bit darker. But when you have this out in the sunlight, it's got a little bit of a purple hue to it. And it's really, really cool. It's really, really Canuck, as the kids would say. All right. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Now, if you're looking for a Spyderco knife, you're looking for a Demco knife, don't forget to check out my friends over there at Butter Firearms. They've also got a great selection of Browning knives for the really, really budget knives, budget conscious. And they've also got Bokers too as well. So don't forget to contact Daniel, Matt, or Steven over there at Alberta Firearms. You have got their contact information there in the description. So don't forget to stop over and see my boys there. And don't forget to tell them that the Big Canucker sent you too as well. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it so much, you guys. You guys would not believe it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please stay safe out there. Keep your stick on the ice. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.